Hello students, welcome to this concluding class on module 3 on economics, management and economics, that is 18 ME 51. I thought I will compile all the formulas used in this module 3 and explain them once again, so that and they are not only useful for your module 3, but they are also useful in life, like how to calculate the rate of interest for fixed deposit, or how to calculate the rate of interest for RD, recurring deposit accounts, or how to find out the present worth amount. These are important for real life applications also, and also in the next module what we are discussing, module 4, there these formulas will once again be used. Okay, so these are the formulas. Only 5 formulas are there, so not a big deal. Let us see the 5 formulas, and that too 3 formulas are for only 3 formulas are for from examination point of view, because simple interest and all they don't ask in exam. So only on compound interest there are 3 formulas we will see, but anyway we will look into all the 5 formulas. Like first one is simple interest. F is equal to P in bracket 1 plus I into N. Here F is the future amount, P is the principal amount, I is the interest rate. Interest rate you should always remember, if it is 8%, you have tried 8 divided by 100, that is 0.08. If it is 10%, you can simply write 0.1. Into N. N is the number of interest periods, okay, whatever it is. And here one more thing is there. In the simple interest, it can be calculated on a daily basis, on a monthly basis, quarterly basis, half yearly basis, or even annual basis. Okay, so the effective interest rate formula, it becomes I effective. Interest rate effective is equal to, if EFF is effective, is equal to 1 plus I divided by M bracket closed raised to M minus 1. Here what we are supposed to do is, now suppose I want to calculate the effective interest rate for on a daily basis. So here what happens, for daily basis I will take M, that as 365. Okay, both in the both places in the equation I will take as 365. Suppose I want to calculate it on a monthly basis, then I will take M is equal to 12 months in a year. Okay, so this 1 year we are in detail we are writing, like quarterly means M is equal to 4. Semi-annually M is equal to 2, and annually M is equal to 1. So if you write M is equal to 1, then what happens? 1 plus I divided by M, that is 1, raised to 1, that is 1 plus I minus 1, that becomes nothing but I, that is interest rate. So very simple it is. Effective rate will be the interest rate itself, if it is calculated on a annual basis. Okay, now coming to the compound interest formula, these 3 formulas only you please understand, and so that you practice these also, which will be helpful for both the modules, for the subject itself for that matter. Now first is single payment compound amount. Single payment compound amount means, suppose you invest 1 lakh rupees now, or your parents might have invested some money, that is known as fixed deposit. So this deposit will be in the bank or post office or any finance corporation for certain period of time, okay, like that N, and then the interest rate will be there, whatever is there, so 5%, 6%, 7%. So here P is equal to F divided by 1 plus I raised to N. This is the formula. Means I am making one payment today, and I want to know after some years, that is N years, how much money I will get, and that amount will be a future amount we write as F. So P is equal to F divided by 1 plus I raised to N. This is the single payment compound amount. So here what happens, the same formula is there, F is equal to P in bracket 1 plus I raised to N. So this is single payment compound amount, means what the future amount F is equal to P, the present amount, in bracket 1 plus I interest rate bracket close raised to N. The same, now suppose I invest 1 lakh rupees and after 10 years it becomes 2 lakh rupees. Okay, take a case, I invest 1 lakh rupees today at an interest rate I, and after 10 years it becomes 2 lakhs. So the 1 lakh what I invested is P, and the 2 lakh what I get is F, and the interest is N, I only, and N is the 10 years. Now the reverse also is correct. The reverse is like P, present amount. Suppose I want 1 lakh rupees now. I want 1 lakh rupees now. So the 10 lakh what I am going to get, 2 lakh what I am going to get after 10 years is equal to 1 lakh today. Correct? The 2 lakh rupees what I am going to get after 10 years is equal to 1 lakh rupees today. So now the value of the 2 lakh after 10 years, that is known as a present worth amount today. Single payment present worth amount. I am getting it in one today only. I am getting in one payment, that is single payment, and the future amount whatever is there F 2 lakhs. So today it is worth 1 lakh rupees. So P is equal to F divided by 1 plus I raised to N. This will use for calculating the salvage value. Suppose like example, you take a truck, use it for 15 years and then sell, and when you sell that truck, suppose you get 5 lakh rupees after selling the truck after 15 years. So what is the value of that 5 lakh rupees today? That you will use the same formula to find out the single payment present worth amount. Okay, so only one formula is there, F is equal to P in bracket 1 plus I raised to N. So either you calculate F or you calculate P here, no issues. And if you are calculating P, it becomes present worth amount, and both of these are single payment. Now there is one more account called as recurring deposit account. I think you might have seen in post office and banks, there is a recurring deposit account where like every month when we get some salary, say I deposit 1000 rupees there, say for 10 years. So every year month I deposit 1000 rupees for 10 years. So what is this is the I am going to pay series amount. The amount is equal 1000 rupees. Okay, the amount is equal, but it is a series amount. So equal amount, series, compound amount. Compound means after the 10 years whatever I am investing, what will be the amount I am going to get. That formula, only simple formula is F is equal to A in bracket 1 plus I raised to N minus 1 divided by I. And please remember, in these formulas whatever we are using, wherever I am using 1 plus I, the bracket completed, it is raised to N only. It is raised to N. So wherever you write 1 plus I, it is raised to N. So now for recurring deposit, like suppose 1000 rupees I am putting A, that A is the equal amount to be deposited. Okay, so A I am depositing 1000 rupees in bracket 1 plus I, interest rate suppose 8%, 0.08 raised to N. Okay, N is the number of years, minus 1 divided by I. Again the interest rate is 0.08. So this will give you the, means if I invest 1000 rupees, for example I am telling, if I invest 1000 rupees every month for over so many years, then this is the amount I am going to get. Now the other way also is possible. Okay, so the other way amount this is, suppose I invest whatever that amount I am going to get after some period N. Okay, so from that how much I can get, like this is something like your pension fund, you know, pension fund is there. Pension fund, there will be some LIC, annuity fund, pension funds are there where the money is kept. So because that money is kept, every month they will give some pension for some n number of years. So this will be useful for calculating that. Okay, to calculating what is the amount you are going to get every month as a pension, that is equal amount, that is A, equal payment series sinking fund. Okay, and the last one I want to discuss is equal payment series present worth amount. Equal payment series present worth amount is P is equal to A in bracket 1 plus I raised to N minus 1 divided by I in bracket 1 plus I raised to n. Okay. So either if you want to calculate the present worth, you will use this formula, or if you want to find out the capital recovery, means what will be the series month money amount going to get, then you will find out A. The same equation is rearranged. Either I am finding P, present amount, or the A means the equal amount what I am going to get. Okay. So these are the three formulas, main formulas, and each formula is rearranged. Like you want to find F or you want to find P. You want to find F or you want future amount or you want to find present amount. You want to find future amount or you want to find the equal amount A. So only these things you are going to find, and these formulas shall be useful for your module 4 also, which I will start soon. Okay. Thank you.